Hello everybody, welcome to November 2022 Marvin Gardens video. It is Monday, the Monday after Thanksgiving, so Thanksgiving weekend is coming past. We're just a couple of days away from December, and it's actually not too bad out here. It was windy earlier, but it's calm now, and I guess it's in the mid to upper 40s, and cold enough for me to wear this warmer jacket, but not cold enough for me to don the simulated rabbit's hat. Is that? Yeah, anyway, let's get going before everybody gets too cold, and take a look, first of all, right down here at someone who, what do you want me to, I can't pick you up, and I haven't got any treats either, so yeah, that changes my mind. And anyway, there's Cassie and Frankie, and they are both in their turkey scarfies for Thanksgiving. And we had a fine Thanksgiving, some family over. And we'll start here with kind of what is sad looking Asian leek and or garlic chives, but you can see that they're seeding very nicely, and maybe expanding a little in this bed that is mostly just pond irises other than that. And I guess while we're here, I'll just quickly open this greenhouse door and show you that there ain't much going on in here, but I did bring some of the water feature plants in here because I think they'll have a better chance at wintering over in here, because it does stay warmer in here, and I might even turn on the space heater. Oh, those are plastic bags that I use to bag up all the leaves that I have put around for mulch, which you will see shortly. But let's go over to bed number 1. And first, you'll notice the, I would guess, sad remnants of the nasturtiums. They did very well in the planters when I remembered to water them okay. But we've had some freezing weather, and that, of course, took care of them. So I could probably trim them up to make them look a little nicer. But in the meantime, oh, Cassie's coming over. Oh, no, she was coming over. Now she's going someplace else. Frankie's coming over, however, to see what's going on. It's always a good thing to check for vermin and rodents, because that's their job, actually. Whoops. There he is. Okay, boy. Now, what you'll see here is a nice leaf mulch laid down, but you'll also see 2 active rows of carrots of 2 varieties, and I will be harvesting most all of these that I mentioned before the next hard freeze comes through. This is just the leftovers of the daikon radishes, if that's how you pronounce it, and the turnips. And if I can get down here, I'll show you. The turnips are of good size, and there are plenty of radishes of good size as well. But you can see that the leaves are a little bit complaining about the cold weather. So like I say, I will harvest them shortly. Now, here are the kalettes, which still have not seemed to turn into the little balls of kale that I was expecting. But we're just going to have to harvest what we got and see what it turns into. They certainly didn't perform the way I was hoping they would. Now, these are the cabbage storage number 4 that I kind of purposely let in. They are also showing a little bit of suffering from the cold weather, so I'll be pulling those and peeling off the outer leaves that have been sort of affected by the cold weather. But they should be fine inside. They just didn't quite get as big as I wanted. As actually nothing except the radishes did this year. Anyway, we've got Brussels sprouts here and of harvestable, let me step in here if I can do it without falling over, of harvestable size, but not of mammoth size. So like everything else, we will be pulling those before we get some really cold weather coming up. And we're, as you know, towards the end of November. So we're going to get some cold, although there's nothing in the 10-day forecast. So, and here down in the herb garden, we've still got some rosemary going. Yeah, you can see that. We've our dill, volunteer dill plant is well, it's done for, and the Asian leeks over here, or garlic chives, are also like, well, we've pretty much had it. We might be able to harvest a few leaves, but not much. And the sage as well is just looking kind of sad and kind of, well, I think we're at the end of things here. And then there's, nothing else but the creeping thyme, which, although it isn't flourishing as much, it's still doing fine, actually. All right, so that brings us to the rest of this bed. I left the rack, or whatever you want to call it, for the cucumbers up in case we end up doing another vining plant this coming year. Compost heap just looks like a heap of junk. Maybe we'll get in there and till it up a little bit. Now I've closed the solid, the non-screen door on this grow house because I couldn't stand watching the screen blowing in the winds. But as you can see, I got other screen issues, so I'm giving them plenty of demerits for their choice of screening material, because it just doesn't match up to more than 2 seasons. That's another sage plant, still looking tired, and I think that's all. Well, there's a little rosemary plant still going there too, but you'll see that there is nothing else in this bed, and luckily we got a fair amount of leaf grass clippings, pine needles, which probably aren't so great for the pH, but anyway, down. So that's a good mulch that we'll till in next season. These are 2 varieties of daikon radishes, and I think we've got some guys that are sorry about this. There you go. You can, maybe. No, that's in the way too. There we go. There's a radish. And Frankie's taking a look around here because mulch always smells pretty good. There might be, who knows what might be in there. Anyway, these two are also, they're not killed by the frosts and even the freezes that we had. But we won't want to get into really hard freezes because the radishes themselves will freeze, and then they get mushy. This used to be, and this is the time of year when we say, this used to be this, and that used to be that, and this used to be, well, this used to be peppers and sunflowers and straw flowers and calendula and eggplant. Now it's mulch, which is good, actually. This used to be the corn bed, and it is all mulched as well. Just did that today. And then this is where the tomatoes used to be, and the beans used to be, all of which, oh, and excuse my sniveling, but it's kind of cool out here today. It's less breezy than it was easier. It's less breezy than it was earlier. So that's nice, but it's still kind of raw out here. Now, here's the other end of the grow house, which is where the pumpkins used to be, and they're not there anymore. But I've taken all the vines out. I can't get this one zipper here to close. You can probably see that it's all separated. So they get demerits for that too. They're cheap little zippers. What do you think you're finding in there, boy? Huh? Okay, you can look around because this door is going to remain permanently openable easily enough. That is bee balm, or should I say what's left of bee balm. And this is what's left of the Sky Manor marsh. Lots of cattails, but now they're fluffing and seeding off. But they still look kind of nice. All the tomato cages I took down. I just left them here for the time being. I'll eventually move them over to winter storage. And there we have the asparagus patch. And I haven't cut them down yet because there's still some green in them. And those bags are mulch that I will put down at least over the rows once I cut them all down. There's the remains of the corn stalks, so I just decided to leave them up here sort of as decoration. And over here is a fair amount of the sunflowers that we grew, just stacked in the corner. They'll probably just blow over. Oh boy, he's having a good time out here. You like it out here, boy? My goodness. He was so excited when I opened the garden gate. He wanted to come in here. Cassie, not so much. And oh boy, he's a good gardening dog. The fire pit, still looking rather inviting. Still waiting for us to come out and have one. And I'm ashamed to admit I still have not got out in the hammock, and it's probably too late for all that because probably the next thing I should do is just take it inside for the winter. I don't even know if we should bother to whoops, I'm sorry. to go out and to go over and see the pond, and because there's just nothing to show you over there. I still need to do another vacuuming of the pond to get all the leaves up from the fall, and right now it's looking like the water itself is looking kind of like tea because of all the leaves that have gone in there. And the plants have all died back, but everything is as expected. Oh, and I guess I can show you this. I have retired the water features for today, or for this season, and that's what's left of them. There are actually no frogs in there. I did find one frog in the, a bullfrog actually, in the tub that we usually have for leftover water feature plants, or pond plants as it is. I'll just shoot this up a little bit and put that there. All right, so that's going to do it for Marvin Gardens November 2022. As has been the routine, this video is going to be followed by a compilation of the trail cam videos that happen back there, that capture our wildlife when they're in motion. And it runs from, in this case, it'll be October 15th to November 15th. So that follows immediately. Optional viewing, of course. I think this one's about 12 minutes long, so hopefully you enjoy it, and otherwise we'll see you next month in December. We've already started all the decorating for Christmas, but we'll show you that the next time in December, because there won't be much to look at out here. All right, Marvin Gardens, November 2022. We'll see you guys next month in December.
so you know.